alive!
Oh my god, it's been forever.
Oh, dude, you sound so devastated. Oh my god, it's been forever. Oh my goodness. What's going on, everybody?
I had fun last week.
You had so much fun last week without me. That's all
I
I
had
know.
a super time.
You had a super time. Oh, here's the intro, though. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new episode of Brick at Night on ELPN. I'm one of your hosts, Kenner, and joined alongside me, as always, is the tall, dark, and handsome sleeveless man out there, Lego Jake 3. What's going on, buddy?
Nothing much, Coming off a strong opener here for episode 2. Rocking season 7.
Season 7. This is my season premiere in my set. For me, it's like a season.
It was a touching moment the other day in my time hop when I saw my intro to Brick at Night video that I filmed last year. Right?
Oh my god, your John Cena shit.
My John Cena cold open. New host? His name is John Cena.
Well, we're not going to be holding them too long in the background. We currently have a special guest who's going to be joining us today. If you saw their name in the on the YouTube page,
titled
it says "Hanging Out with Jedi Lex," who's in the title. We're going to be bringing them in here. They are a Star Wars connoisseur, just like the both of us here. She collects Lego, she collects Funko, and we are going to roll the intro and bring her in right after that. Hey, that worked perfectly.
Nice.
Very smooth transition. 10 for 10.
Right.
For sure.
Oh, welcome to the podcast, Jedi Lex. How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited to be here. Thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Of course. We're happy to have you here.
Yeah.
So to give a little insight, we almost had Lex on here for May the 4th.
Yes.
However, there was a
long
personal
ago.
matter that you needed to attend to, which was very important.
Yes. I mean, I don't know if it's as important as my favorite holiday, but it was definitely pretty important. But I still got to do. I had a bigger Revenge of the 5th this year, I guess you could say.
There you go.
So.
There's something to follow back on.
100%.
It's the revenge for missing the 4th.
100%. Yep. Exactly that.
Exactly. I like how there's always Revenge of the 5th, and then people still go with Revenge of the 6th and still follow that meme. Always 2 there are.
Yes.
I love it.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. We're so excited to have you on here, though. I think Jake and I were going through a list of people that we wanted to bring on, and I was just I want to bring Jedi Lex on here. Big Star Wars fan. I've seen the content where you post a lot of your the Funko leaks. And then, of course, you also do collect Lego as well. You have posted most recent videos of the Acolyte, which, of course, we're not going to go into any spoiler details until later on in the show. So if you want to stick around and wait till later to kind of hop off, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah.
Because we will be definitely talking about the show.
There's so much good to talk about.
Well, there's so much good to talk about.
Yeah.
It's are we 10? We're 10 out of 10, right? For the show right now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
It's an intriguing story. They got a lot of places to go. I'm already sitting there that could be a Lego, that could be a Lego, that. I'm very much
Oh, I'm sitting there that could be a Lego, that could be a Funko, and that could be a Brickhead.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at both of them from that perspective.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in there, especially the droids. I kind of love the droids and the creatures that we're getting to see.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I won't say anything too much.
Oh no, so we'll hold that for the end of the show. We can do spoilers.
If there's one thing Star Wars can do, it's market merchandise.
Yes, that is very
The
true.
Ewok was the sole merchandising addition to the movie.
Oh god, anything cute and furry was going to be the lead merchandise. Even the droids with BB-8 R2.
Mhm.
Those were going to be your lead merchandising pieces. I love
Except the
that.
porgs, because we watched Chewbacca eat the porgs.
I don't even know if he ate that one.
He
Yeah.
ate that one. He cooked it.
He didn't eat it though. He stopped.
I think he shared it with another porg.
That's kind of messed up.
The porgs are cute though.
Yeah.
Same thing with Grogu. I feel like Grogu's a huge marketing thing.
Oh god.
There's only been like 7 different Lego versions of him, and they're all exactly the same. And people
Are you
still
kidding
like,
me? Look at all the
All the-
Funko
yeah.
he's in.
Yep. And they're still coming. They
They
still
are.
coming.
We're getting a movie with them, so I mean, there's going to be more merchandise right there.
That is true. That is true.
Exactly. Well, I want to kind of get to know more about you. I know
Yeah.
us meeting you for the first time was basically 15 minutes ago. You basically hopping on. I did a little bit of research, of course. I did a little research on my end because I was just like, I need to know more about Jedi Lex and see what's going on here. I want to know kind of like the love of Star Wars, like how that grew, because I think from watching one of your videos, you said that was a connection between you and your father.
Yes.
Am I right on that one?
Yep. Spot on.
Go ahead and elaborate a little bit more. Like what brought you in and how did your father kind of get introduced to it as well?
So I have always been very close with my dad and stuff, and I feel like the first thing that me and my dad really connected on that I can like truly like remember is watching Star Wars. So I guess like I'm like an '01 baby, so I'm definitely super young, so I'm like very prequels time. So I guess that was coming out and stuff. So my dad was super excited about it, and he was like, "I'm gonna introduce my daughter to it," and that we just instantly clicked over it. We watched the prequels, and then later on we kind of watched the original trilogy, but I wasn't a huge fan because it was on VHS, and I was like, what the hell is this? Like, I hate this. So that was tough. And then it wasn't until I got a little bit older that it wasn't on VHS. I didn't have to sit there and mess with it and then go up. And he would always make me go up and put it in and click the button to rewind it. And I was like, dude, like, this sucks. I hate the original trilogy. But now I have a fond appreciation for it. I love the OT. It's great. I'm still a prequels baby. But yeah, that was really kind of what we bonded over. We used to build like Star Wars Legos together, really any kind of Legos, but a lot of Star Wars Legos. So that's kind of where my love of Lego and Star Wars started, is really with my dad.
That's too awesome. I feel so old now that you're just like, yeah, we watched it on VHS and I hated it. I'm like, I love VHS.
Yeah.
I was exposed to Star Wars on a VHS.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
That original box trilogy VHS is still on the shelf over there.
Oh yeah, we
Very
still
beat
have
up.
it, and I look at it and I'm like, oh, like I'm just gonna go click on Disney Plus real quick.
See, and that was like the thing for me. Like my introduction to Star Wars was, it wasn't by my own parents. My parents were just like, no, he's not going to get into that. I still wore a Darth Vader costume though when I was a kid because I still had that. But my introduction was at a friend's house watching Empire Strikes Back, and the scene that I came in on was Luke going into the dark tunnel to see Vader, and I was like, this is freaking crazy. He just chopped off his head.
Yep.
But no, I love that though. I love that whole connection there between you and your father there. That's really awesome. And do you happen to remember what the Lego set was? By any chance, was it the Star Wars Lego set that you had built with him?
Ooh. I don't remember like what the first one was, but the one that I can like kind of vividly remember just because it was so like oddly colored to me, I think it was like a Y-wing, like a very bright yellow Y-wing that was kind of like white and yellow. Maybe it wasn't a Y-wing, but it was like super long in the back, and then it like went, and I was like, I only remember it
It
because
sounds like the Clone Wars one with Ahsoka and Anakin in it. I got excited thinking you were talking about the original Y-wing, but that one's definitely gray. But the yellow and white long one is from the Clone Wars with Ahsoka sitting in the gunner seat.
And it was like super flimsy in the back. Like there just wasn't a lot of support and stuff, so it was just so flimsy. That's the one that I like really. That was like the first one I really remember us building, but I'm sure there was like others and stuff. Because we used to build like Batman and like Avatar: The Last Airbender. Like I think we built one of like the battleships and stuff. But that yellow Y-wing like has always stuck in my head for some reason.
I'm actually about to look.
It's a very interesting design, the Y-wing.
Yeah, it is.
Somebody's just like, here's a Y. Let's make a ship out of it.
Yeah, I mean, they do really cool ships and stuff. So I've always been like a fan. I like building the ships. I would love to build some of the big like UCS sets, but I have nowhere to put them, which kills me because I think they're amazing. But one of my like dream goals is like once I get like an apartment, I want to do like the coffee table thing with like the Falcon in it or something. So we'll see.
That's a good idea. I think I'd seen that where it was like a glass table and the Millennium Falcon was just chilling in the base. I'm like, nobody's gonna freaking touch this. Like, I don't even want a coaster on here. Or
I want to do that, but when you think about it, it's huge.
Yeah,
because it's still like so long and it's got to be so wide. So right now mine is standing on a stand sideways in my kitchen, like on the counter, so the whole house can see it. It's definitely like either my dog would like jump on that thing and destroy it, and if it was in the coffee table or something, but they really do. They're so big.
They are. I mean, I would love to have all the space in the world to kind of have those, but you know, one day. I think the set is Anakin's the Y-wing starfighter.
Okay.
8037. I had to look it up, and I just have like flashbacks a little bit.
I'm actually about to look that up myself.
Which one? It was just...
Okay, got it.
Yep.
All of us looking it up at the end.
It's like, look it up.
Yeah, it wasn't the gold leader one, but it was Anakin's, and it was like so long. It was just so flimsy, like, and that yellow color was just like so odd to me.
I'm so proud of myself for being spot on. You got Anakin piloting, and Ahsoka's in the gunner seat.
Yep.
And then R2 is in the droid pocket.
Well, there's no other droid fighting with Anakin, first off. Get your head in the game, Ken.
It's not BB-8. No, exactly.
It's not R5 getting his head ripped off in the beginning of the movie. Come on.
Yeah.
He rested.
R.I.P.
It's like, oh, R.I.P. Here, I'll actually show that on screen here. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, that was really like the first set I truly remember building, and I used to try to like run around with it, and I would just remember the back just like because it really like I think it just like clipped in, so there wasn't like it wasn't stable at all. So I just remember running around the house with it, and it would just like you know.
Oh my god, that is obnoxiously yellow. It's like you glued together Twinkies, for crying out loud. Hey, I'm not gonna dog them though. It looks good. It would definitely be a collector's item.
Yeah, I mean, I think if I had a lot of the Lego sets that I had when I was younger, I'd probably be sitting pretty, you know. But of course, I got rid of them because I was too cool, and then COVID hit, and I was like, you know what? I always loved building Legos. It was such like a stress relieving thing. Like, I'm gonna get back into it, and I got back into it heavy. So
I feel like that's what happens to a lot of us in like our
dark getting back into it.
Yeah, man. Not even all of them.
Got 3 rooms with Legos all over the place.
Yeah.
I got like 3 areas, with Lego, and then I've got Lego at my desk at work.
I guess I did put I put the newest R2 on my desk at work. I was like, I need a little something. I got a small little photo strip of me and my wife at our wedding, and then I got a giant R2D2 sitting on my desk. So you know, it's as personal as it gets.
Priorities.
Yeah.
Wife.
Obviously,
Lego.
the R2 has to be bigger.
Exactly.
Jenny's got.
I used to we used to be in the office a lot more, obviously before COVID. And I used to have a lot of photos like my nephew and my dog and friends and stuff like that. Now I just gotta bring stuff in. I think I'm still in the denial, like I don't want to be there.
Yep, it's a process.
Oh my gosh. Well, I know you have there's a love for Star Wars Lego. And of course there's that special bond between you and your father there. What drove Funko into that niche of yours? because I know it's your cover photo. It's like your profile picture. It's practically everywhere, and a majority of your posts I do see are all Funko related. What was the drive to get into it, and then what was the first Funko that you got?
So the drive was a bunch of my friends started collecting them, but they're like huge anime dudes. And I am not a huge anime gal. So I was like, shit, but I still wanted to go to the cons with them to like go Funko hunt and like kind of just hang with them. And then while I was at one of them, I saw a Star Wars one. And I was like, whoa, like this is crazy. I'm gonna start collecting Funkos, but Star Wars. That way I can go to the cons with them, but we kind of just collect our own things. My first pop, though, I do not remember. Because I kind of like got in and went hard, and I was like, I gotta have every single pop, and then I realized I was never going to have every single pop, because being a completionist is very tough, especially with Star Wars and Lego. Really just being a completionist in general is tough as a collector. It might have been like a Grogu pop, honestly, because it was kind of like around Mandalorian drop, so maybe like that or like a Boba Fett possibly. I got it from Target. I know that for a fact. It was a Target pop.
It's the best place to get them.
I don't know. Do I even still have it? I don't know. So we'll see. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that was like I had like maybe 4 or 5 pops before I started collecting, and my first 2 were I got a Han Solo one from the movie Solo, and then I got Kylo Ren from I think it was I'm about to forget. The Force Awakens. Jesus, I couldn't remember the damn movie for a second. It was The Force Awakens, Kylo Ren, and then there was Han Solo. It was the first 2. And then COVID hit. I started collecting Lego. Got real hard, like you talked about. Real hard in Lego collecting. And then I was like, you know what? Let me like elaborate. When The Mandalorian came out, then my Funko collecting
got a little crazy.
Oh, dude, no. My Funko collecting for The Mandalorian went crazy because I've got 2 full rows dedicated to The Mandalorian, and then 1 row dedicated to Darth Vader now.
Nice.
But
my first one was a coworker thought it was cool, so he got me an art. It was a Christmas R2D2 where he's got like the antlers on his head.
Oh, nice. I love that one.
And then I don't know. Do you guys use the Funko app so you can scan them and log them?
I used to, and then it went through like a period of like a few months where it kept crashing like back to back, but I was still collecting and like selling, and I was like, I don't even know where to like kind of like I gotta sit here and really kind of evaluate, and then the prices were still inaccurate even after the update, so I kind of just gave up on it, unfortunately.
I got 224 Funko.
I'm sure I'm probably right around there too. So
that's why I like knowing like that fun thing. That's why I like the new Lego app, because it tells you like how many bricks you have, how many sets you have when you scan in the barcodes. Yeah,
but it doesn't let you scan all of them though. Like some of them.
It doesn't. You gotta like look up the older ones, like Lego Fort Legorado, which is like my oldest and favorite set. It just shows like a blank page for the thing, and I had to look it up, and it's like, yeah, sure, we'll register it. It doesn't even have the name. It just says set like 8069 or whatever it is.
Yep. Yeah, I took the time one day. I was super bored because I keep my instructions. I don't like keep the box or anything. I don't know if that's like a no-no, but I used to save the boxes, and then I was like, I can't do this. Like I have more boxes, like empty boxes, than I do anything else. But I kept the like instructions, like just in case. And I took the time one day to sit down and like scan them in, and I accumulated enough to get a $50 discount at Lego. And I was like, sheesh, I have a problem. I have a problem. You know.
When you start accumulating points and then you start using those points to buy more Lego to then accumulate more points, that's the addiction behind it. I hate it. I love it.
I mean, it's nice to do that because now, like every time I build something, I'm like, let me scan it first and put it in.
I think that's that's almost like what Funko does when Funko came out with their May the 4th this year, and it was like, yeah, buy 2 pops, get 1 free, and I was like, I am on it.
Yep.
If you wait till Prime Day, though, they have a lot of good Star Wars pops on Prime Day. For whatever reason, Jenny and I are always like, oh, look at this one.
They're like $3, $4, $2. Like they definitely drop like very drastically, but they're like the very common pops. Like I feel like I've gotten to the point though with like collecting where I have a lot of those common ones, and the ones that I want are kind of like the more expensive grails. But I've just been struggling a little bit with Funko lately. I've just like, I feel like they're doing the same thing over and over. They're just doing the same mold and then painting it like slightly different, or they're making it chrome. So I've just really been struggling lately with some of the pops. So I feel like that's maybe why my Funko collection has slowed down a little bit, and I've kind of been picking up more Legos. But yeah, I don't know. It's tough.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you, because you can only go so far with a fucking character. Like Grogu can be, you can get Grogu so many times.
Eating a frog, eating an egg,
eating a thing of broth,
meditating.
Like, there's so much that, like, hey, it's great. Funko's creating a bunch of different pops, and if one kid doesn't have the specific one, they can go out and get another one. But I think that's where, like, I kind of draw that line with, like, Darth Vader. There's that variety, and then there's the exclusivity behind, like, the different badges, the different stickers that are on the boxes. Like, that was my whole go-to was, oh, okay, here's a Target exclusive. Here's a Walmart exclusive. Here's a Galactic Convention exclusive. It ain't the one that I want it from, but it's definitely on the, like, it's on the list. I want to go and get a Star Wars Celebration Funko.
Okay.
That's the deal. And then a Comic-Con one, because if I could say that I've done a Comic-Con one and a Star Wars Celebration one, I'll be set. I don't have to collect anymore.
Yeah. I've heard the lines for those, like at Celebration, the Funko booths, I've heard those are like absolutely crazy. And if you're not like a VIP, you're like not getting in most of the time, which is tough. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Are you going to Japan?
No, I'm not. I would love to go though. I think Japan would be pretty amazing, but we're gonna key you in on this conversation because I think you're gonna be interested in this. What am I thinking about?
If it comes for the 50th.
Yes, Jake and I were talking about this. 2027 is coming up very, very soon. We got 3 more years until that happens, and I think in 2025, Japan's 2025. When they announce at the end, like what they're probably going to do, it's going to be the 50th anniversary of Star Wars. So I can only assume they're going to do a huge, big hoopla about it. And I am guessing that it's going to be in Orlando, because Orlando has one of the largest convention centers out there. And I think it would be perfect. Either it can go there or Anaheim. I'll take either or.
Yeah.
Orlando would be nicer.
Orlando would definitely be nicer.
I don't even have to fly. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't have to fly. Less expensive to get there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are speculating that it is going to be coming back to Orlando, because it seems that's like where they keep coming to. They do a few like out and then they come back to Orlando. So a lot of people, especially like the die-hard Celebration goers, are like, yeah, it has to be Orlando. And I'm like, perfect. I would love for it to be in Orlando, because it's right up the road. It's like a couple hours away, but it will suck because my sister won't be living up there anymore. So I won't have a free place to crash, but it'll be close. I don't have to, pay for a flight over there. So Orlando would be super cool. But they have to do like MegaCon and stuff, which I heard is probably just as big, just not all Star Wars fans.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no.
It just makes sense because it's like, Galaxy's Edge really has its own a lot of space at Hollywood Studios. You could probably try and revive the Galactic Cruiser for at least the weekend to say, hey, go full Star Wars.
It's like, hey, do you need a hotel?
Don't pay $4,000 for 2 nights.
Yeah, I would love to stay there, but who knows what they've actually done with it now. But I think it's perfect. They could even do a Star Wars night in Florida, because I feel like they only do them in California, so that'd be cool to kind of do one an official one in Florida while we're having Celebration in Orlando. I feel like it's too perfect. It goes together too well almost.
They're missing out on a lot of the nights. Me and my wife were talking about it because we went to we were at Disney World 3 weeks ago, and they had Pixar nights out there in California, and they look so cool. And you're just like, I get we get 4 parks and we have so much more things in space, but like, give us some theme nights. Like, those are cool.
I mean, shoot, even at Disneyland, they do more of the character walkarounds. Because if you look at Disney World, they have Kylo, they have Rey, they have Chewie.
Din Djarin does it now. I saw him one time out there.
Oh, you saw him? Okay.
Yeah. He's got the little Grogu in the pouch thing, like, oh, hello.
Yep. He's out and about.
But then you also have, like, if you go to Disneyland, there's Boba Fett, there's Ahsoka, there is oh god, who do they have out there? Sabine. She was just out there not too long ago.
They like launch them there first, and then if they test well enough, maybe World will get them.
Possible.
We'll get them eventually. They'll happen. It'll be nice. Oh my god. But no, I would.
That's our hope. We're hoping for Star Wars 50 in Orlando and to make the trip down there.
Jake and I were like, we're gonna get an Airbnb. We're definitely going for a Star Wars Airbnb.
Oh yeah,
I will so go for that. Oh my gosh. But we saw. So I actually watched a little bit of the May haul that you did. You got a good bit of stuff.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I did pick up some stuff. Yeah, I feel like May's just tough though. Like that, like I feel like May in itself is like Star Wars month. Like everyone's doing deals, especially like around that like May 4th weekend cutoff. But yeah, I made it a point to go to the Lego store on the 1st, just to kind of like get that out of the way because I knew I couldn't go like actually on the Saturday, and I picked up some sets that I was eyeballing. Haven't built any of them yet. Just haven't had time with school. But I did get them. I got my promos, and I was happy. So yeah.
Nice.
Which one's your favorite from the haul?
So, again, I'm a huge prequels baby. That's like my thing. So I feel like the Boonta's Eve pod racing diorama was like a must for me. So I actually grabbed that one. But I love pod racing, and I love the Star Wars dioramas. I'm like a huge fan of them. I think I have all of them except the Endor Speeder Chase one, but I was like, dioramas, pod racing, it has to be mine.
Yes. I think I remember watching. I remember looking at your Instagram post of you going to the movie theater and having the pod racing jacket from Box Lunch. I was like, she is like hardcore into the prequel. It's mostly episode 1 stuff that I see a lot of.
Yeah, I mean, it's because it's the 25th anniversary, so I feel like it's tough. My favorite movie, like, itself is 100% Revenge of the Sith. Like, that's the poster I have above my desk. I'm a huge, like, Hayden girl. It's, like, my thing. But, yeah, I mean, it's, like, very reminiscent this year, especially with it being the 25th anniversary. So, trying to be very, like, into that. Got to see it in theaters for the first time, which was really cool, because I definitely wasn't alive when it was, first came out. Unfortunately.
Definitely showing your age there.
Yep.
Showing our age.
Showing that I'm a baby. I'm just a baby. So, but yeah, it was cool. So I'm just trying to be very like up to date and like trying to, I guess, like just show love for the 25th anniversary. But yeah, got to go see it in theaters. I got the jacket. Super comfortable.
I was very close to getting that jacket, but I got the I went and got the Darth Maul biker. I don't think it's a biker jersey. It's motocross shirt. I think it's the Darth Maul motocross shirt. And then I picked up the Sith baseball jersey.
Nice. Yeah, that one's fire.
I love it. I almost wanted to take it to a baseball game because they had a Star Wars night at a minor league baseball game, but I was out of town that day. I was like, you know what? I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah.
But I do love Box Lunch for being that store that I can go to for Star Wars nerdiness.
Yeah.
And of course they have their pop collection in there. I'm all for it.
Did you get the Grogu Crocs that recently dropped?
I am actually not a Croc lover.
That's
So,
fair.
my sister loves Crocs, and I put her Crocs on for like the first time the other day just to like go like I had to like move my car or something, and I was like, these are weird. Like I don't know how people love these Crocs, but they wear them all the time, like to the hospitals and stuff. Like I see all the other nurses, they have like Crocs on. I'm like, what are you people doing here? So like, I don't know. They look really cool. For anyone that's a Star Wars fan and a Croc lover, I feel like they're perfect. If I loved Crocs, I'd probably get them. But I just don't like Crocs that much.
I bought my first pair of Crocs a couple weeks ago. So
Yeah.
didn't plan properly for Disney, and of course, like the day we're at Epcot was torrential, and Epcot is just not the place to be when it rains. So I was like,
Nope.
I gotta get Crocs, and I mean they're comfortable, but
I
resisted for the longest time. I got like basic Mickey ones.
Crocs are
It was
Crocs.
just like they're black with the Mickey ear holes. I'm like, that's good enough. Whatever.
Perfect.
Jake, I showed you this. I picked up the Darth Vader Crocs that they came out with.
Nice.
The Darth Vader slides. Those things are sitting in my car right now, but they were super comfortable. And I started walking around. I'm like, people started looking down at my feet. They're like, Star Wars Crocs? I was like, yeah.
Do you know me?
Come on now. Are y'all fucking dim? But besides, so I'll ask this, and I watched a little bit of the May Hall, so forgive me. But besides Lego and Funko, what other stores or brands did you shop through for your haul? Or do you usually shop through to kind of get your Star Wars haul?
So I follow like a lot. So I have my own podcast, which is like Beyond Tatooine, and I kind of interview other Star Wars specific collectors. And just because everyone loves Star Wars, but we all love different aspects of it and we collect different parts of it. So I mean, there's people that collect Black Series, the vintage collection, people collect like the Microfighter series, and you know, the statues, the premier statues that are like almost as tall as you are. So there's just like a wide variety of things that I've come like just into contact with, not that I collect, but others do. So I try to be very inclusive when I do my little recap videos, just because I feel like it's cool to look at all the Star Wars collectibles that we get. I feel like I hit everything, but I'm sure there's other stuff out there. But I do Sideshow, Gentle Giants. I have a few of their mini busts because I really like Rebels. So that's been like a mission of mine, is to get like the Rebel mini bust. But there's comics, like there's just so much out there. So I'm sure I'm missing some stuff, but I try to just gather a lot of the stuff, especially the other collectors that watch them. I try to like include the stuff that they collect as well.
Very cool. Anything in particular that you loved that you got from May last month?
Probably the diorama, the Mos Espa Padres diorama. I feel like that was like my prized pickup. Maybe the shirt, but probably the Lego.
The shirt is pretty sick though.
It is a sick shirt, but I got a lot of their shirts. It just happened to be the one I put on today. But I don't know. Yeah, I love the Padres diorama. I feel like that was probably my like the one that I was anticipating the most, so it was really cool to get my hands on it. But yeah, I don't know. What about you?
Oh God, I think I told Jake about this. That I spent way too much money. Like May 4th, and buying items there were kind of like my big. It's like my pre-birthday. Because my birthday's in the month of June. It's actually next week, but it's like an early birthday gift to me that I start buying a lot of Star Wars stuff. So started out with a Lego, then it went to Funko, and I went to the Disney store. Actually, funny enough, one of the objects that I bought is right here. It's my Darth Maul coffee mug, which this thing is creepy as fuck, but it looks so cool.
That is cool.
I literally got scared while getting coffee one morning. I came to my cabinet, opened the door, there's his eyes, and I was like, shit. What the fuck is that? But no, I love it. And ordered from the Disney store, ordered from Crocs, ordered from Corksicle. Corksicle came out with a Darth carry bag, which I took.
I always forget about them. My friend got me like the little R2D2 wine one. I need to start including them in my recap video. So, mental note.
There you go. Mental note. I'll have to show. I'll have to bring the bag. I don't have the bag now. I will have to bring it back later after the podcast episode. God, there was so much stuff that I got. Oh, I picked up the Visual Dictionary, the newest edition, 2024.
How could you forget?
It's right behind me, just like docked right there. Because
there's so much stuff. I know.
I have the 25th anniversary Darth Maul minifig.
Wasn't it like a keychain?
No,
it was just by itself.
Just by itself, a little fig, but it's got the printing on the back for it being 25 years of Star Wars. So I just get a little stand plate for it, so that way it could stand up with everybody else. But there was other stuff that I got. My sister sent me. She sent me an orbit key.
Nice
thing for the
keychain.
Like, can you get this for me for my birthday if it's still out? There's a Darth Vader one. I'd really like it. And I picked up the last item that I picked up, and there's more to come. I picked up Bones Coffee. It was like a 3-bag sampler of. It's like a 3-bag sampler for Star Wars flavors. And I got a mug to go with it. It was astronomical as far as coffee in a coffee mug. So I was like, it is what it is.
Yeah, might as well.
I still need to open those bags and try out the coffee.
Yep.
You know, you guys did so much more for May the 5th or May the 4th, but I did not. I only got the R2D2, obviously, and I got it at Costco for $20 cheaper.
That is true. Yeah, I think it was like $70 over there.
Yeah, but obviously I went heavy on June. The second they announced this, I was like, yeah, this is definitely the purchase for me. But then I like the June release Lego sets a lot more than the May the 4th ones, truthfully. The only one in the May the 4th I really, really wanted that I still haven't bought is the Sith Infiltrator, because I always wanted that when I was younger.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I may need that one. But I got the, because I'm a big Mandalorian fan, I got
nice.
Paz Vizsla's Last Stand there. I had to get it because obviously Moff Gideon in this armor is awesome, as well as the guards. Then I also got the Y-Wing. Had to get my Rex.
Yeah.
And then I got the extra Mandalorian battle here.
Nice.
Just a few.
You did a lot of building already.
I did. So I had to take a break from this guy, and I was like, let me just build a little.
Dude, you built like 3 sets in your break, I think.
Yeah.
I'm already building again.
I told him this when he got the set. Like, he and I were talking about it. We were texting about it. He was like, dude, they ruined the front of the box. I was like, what are you talking about? And they had the little child safety thing about
it wasn't little. It was a huge thing about the battery for the light for the eye. Like, it ruined the box. I was like,
yeah.
It takes up probably like a third, like in the corner that, like, just the
be like on the bottom. Out of the way.
On the front of the box, not even on the back or the side. On the front.
See, I would have put that sucker on the side, just so that way you have a nice clean front.
Like, you telling me you need to worry about a little tiny, not even like a watch battery, basically? Like, come on.
Was it inside the light? The battery's inside the light, right?
Yeah, it's one of the light bricks.
I feel like it's got to be like an 18+ set too. So like if you don't know how to control a battery by now.
Oh, see, no, that's just like
that's all it is, people. It will ruin your box.
No, I didn't expect you to shine it in the screen.
It does look awesome.
That does look really cool.
That is cool.
I like that.
It's a cool looking set.
I see.
Personally, I was worried that you were gonna drop the shit out of it.
I did drop it when I was filming it, but it only slides. So it's actually very good because it locks in the layers. Like, it's not just a slide in; it has one of those clips on the front to like either like a ball joint or a hooking piece to like hold it in place. And then even the top of the tower has a bar that goes through the bottom to lock it in. So it's pretty stable.
Oh,
if
that's
you're
good.
not spinning it around the room.
Just like spinning it around as you're loving on it. It's like, I'm so happy. I've got you in my life now.
I've been waiting too long for Lord of the Rings sets, okay? We finally got 2 in the last 2 years. Very happy. I'm not counting the brickheads, obviously. I have the brickheads, but I'm not counting them.
Waiting for a revamp on Helm's Deep.
Nah, we need Minas Tirith, man. They're not going to repeat. They're going to build new ones. We're getting Minas Tirith next year.
I mean, that's what they do with Star Wars sets. I don't see what's wrong with them doing it with Lord of the Rings sets. They've had a couple of revamp sets.
We only have, like, what, 7 different Millennium Falcon versions?
Which is messed up because one of the Millennium Falcons now is like a really good size. It looks cool. And then when you put a light kit on it, it's not as big to like manage. So I like because I mean, if you put a light kit on
the new one,
yeah, the new like the little mini build,
MIDI.
No, the MIDI scale,
MIDI
scale.
Yeah, I picked that one up and I still haven't built it, but I like the concept of it being like kind of tiny, like and compact. But I don't know. I have the play scale one like up and on like a stand, so I was like, I don't know that I really need 2 standing up there, but I really like the MIDI scale, so yeah. I picked up that one and like the invisible hand.
I keep meaning to get the invisible hand because I've got some funny TikTok ideas.
Maybe it was like the Tantive actually. I don't even remember. It's so bad.
Jake, all I can think about is your corny ass ideas for videos. It's like, where did it go?
It's an invisible hand.
Now you see it. Now you don't.
It's like this.
I was thinking more of a Titanic scene since it gets split in half. You know, you kind of do the.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Gonna put Anakin and Obi-Wan on the floating door.
Yeah.
Annie, don't go.
It's like pushing him away.
Oh my god.
Force push.
Or you could have like Anakin holding Padme at the front like of the boat.
Oh god.
If we make it out of here, don't die of sadness.
Oh my god.
Oh.
I think it just would have been funny though if Rose was like, Jack, I've got the high ground. Oh, so bad.
These are the cheesy things I think about, but you know.
Slow burn.
The slow burn that happened to Anakin though. Boom.
Wasn't though slow? He caught pretty quickly there.
Yeah, I think he charged pretty fast.
Yeah, oh god, yeah. He looked like
It's
that
like the marshmallow falls.
Yeah. That's my only thing with my sister. My sister will watch Star Wars movies. We watched Star Wars movies when I was at her place. But we watched Revenge of the Sith. She starts laughing before Anakin actually jumps to try to get to Obi. And the moment Anakin just yells, I hate you, she busts out laughing. And I'm like, what's so funny? She's like, I just think about that marshmallow video. I'm like, oh my god. It's like, I hate you for reminding me of that because that's actually true.
That was actually like the funniest video ever. I love that.
It really was.
Just because I'm like a huge Star Wars fan, so everyone was like, "What are you laughing at?" I was like, "This is like this is spot on. Like I've never seen a video that is so spot on." And they were like, "I don't get it." And I was like, "Well, have you even watched Star Wars?" They're like, "No." And I'm like, "Well, so you don't get it." Yeah.
That's like you're
so
off
you're
my Christmas
uncultured.
list.
Got it.
Yeah, and they're like, "I watched Star Trek though."
That is my dad. He doesn't know how I got so hard into Star Wars because he never liked it, and he's a Star Trek guy, and he just calls Star Wars a space drama. And I'm like, no, it's better. He's like, are there any good new TV shows to watch? I'm like, well, there's Acolyte, but you don't want to watch Star Wars.
Yeah.
Oh no. I think was it Star Wars supposed to be like a space opera? That what it was supposed to be called originally, or it was?
It's one family fucks the galaxy. That's all it is. 3 generations worth fucking the galaxy.
Yep.
And there's always some sort of like large planetary object that can blow the shit out of something. Gotta love it.
Listen, the space stations didn't work. We're just gonna take a whole planet and make it a star destroyer or a planet destroyer. It works.
Yeah, it's a moon.
Yep.
That's no moon. It's a space station.
We think we mined all the crystals out of there, but there might be some more. So let's just turn it into the Death Star this time. Call it Star Killer. We're good.
I mean, it's funny though. It's technically like the name really does match it because it does take out the power of a sun, which is technically a star.
Yeah.
So it's already a star killer. They really thought about it.
They really did. Put a lot of effort.
They really. Oh god, that's great. It's like, what are we gonna call this thing? Star killer. It's like, why? Takes the power of the sun, which is the star. Oh,
you're on something.
You're going there.
It's just the evolution of the bad designs of like, okay, it's only a trench run to a little 2-meter hole. We're good. Okay, now ships can fly through to the center of the space station. Okay, now another trench into a bigger hole where people could drop bombs in it, but they could also fly in. They're just making it easier and easier.
It's like the bad guys just never win. They'll never win. Oh my god. So anyone who is a Acolyte, anyone who hasn't watched Acolyte,
your sound is just.
So a little backstory on me. Jake knows this already. I graduated with a degree in film media studies, and I always look for the context and meanings and such. And I loved how they correlated the titles to each episode in a good way. So, like, the first episode was called Lost Found. The lost twin of the found twin. It was almost like, for me, I was like, oh, we lost a twin, and then we found a twin. Spoiler alert, there are twins in the series.
Wow, you just spoiled the whole first episode.
I think Star Wars kind of spoiled it for themselves.
That was the thing too. Watching the trailer, I'm like, oh, cool, it's gonna be a mystery. And they go this film. I'm like, this is not a fucking mystery.
Your sound again.
Is it out? All right, that's good. They're probably cutting out my sound for spoiler alert.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Like, no.
I called it. I was like, we were talking about it, me and Jenny, we break it through, and she's just like, is it like, they're possessing her and making her do it? I was like, I feel like maybe, there's two of her. And sure enough, twins.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I did. Mystery to the two of them.
Oh, go ahead. What were you going to say?
I think they spoiled it too, because they released some trailer and in the caption, the closed captioning, it said Osha, but we knew she was May, so we were like, what? And then they removed it, and then the actual actress went on and she was like, yeah, I play Osha. We're like, aren't you May? So before the show even started, we knew there was a twin twist. I think a lot of us are speculating, and then it kind of they did it to themselves almost.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. First 2 episodes, really great. It definitely drives into 100 years ago. They pretty much did whenever they did the little intro caption, it's this is 100 years before everything all went down in the most worst way possible. And it's a nice way to see back, hey, this is how the Jedi are actually supposed to act. Was it just me, or was it funny that whenever you saw the Jedi Temple, you just saw the name Coruscant pop up, and you're like, any Star Wars fan knows that's Coruscant, and you're like, not a lot of Star Wars fans are watching this, so they really do not know what this is.
You gotta make sure they know,
Yeah, I mean, I kind of appreciated it, especially with some of these new planets and places that we're going to. Yes, it's nice to have some kind of mystery surrounding it, but I feel like it's nice to also kind of know where we are. But I feel like seeing the Jedi Temple, we knew that was Coruscant, but
they're nice we got temples hidden across the galaxy that the other people are hiding at. It's okay, they're expanding, they're growing.
A satellite location.
Yeah, it's the central zone.
It's like
Throw all the Jedi.
Jedis, all the ones that didn't meet Master, send them off.
I feel like it's just like military. It's like basic training. You go to Coruscant, and then you get shipped out to all your other Jedi temples, like other bases. Hey, you're gonna go TDY over here. It's like, what? Why am I going to this planet? But no, I like how they're starting this off. It's starting off. I think it's starting off at a good pace, because in most cases, a lot of the Star Wars shows that they did, it always starts off at a very slow pace, and it's like it gradually builds up. It's climactic, but then it just kind of sits down. This one is at a very level, and it's providing all the good pieces.
Your sound is just terrible.
Is it that bad?
I didn't.
It's
really
like
hear
you're really good, and then you go.
I'm trying to,
YouTube
like,
doesn't
read your
want me
lips.
to do it.
Yeah.
That's just start enunciating my words and my lips in this case. That's really sad now. I really cannot wait to watch this. Like,
You were spitting something, and we're like,
I mean, I was with you, you know, like the pacing, and then I was like, okay, I don't read lips very well, so I don't know where we're going here. I'm terrible at that.
I hate my internet, and I work for this stupid company.
Just get in real close and whisper to it.
Let's do some like ASMR.
Act like you've done this before, Ken. Come on.
Oh yeah, I could just sit here all day and just do ASMR. Gonna talk about the Acolyte. Hopefully the Wi-Fi in my house does not cut my microphone off at any point in time. Do we have a favorite character yet?
Mine is Soul. I'll say it. I like Soul a lot.
That's fair.
I like Master Soul too.
Yeah.
I'm ready to see Kelnaka though.
Dude, I know. I'm so excited. I mean, we've like seen a Wookiee Jedi, you know, like in the Clone Wars and stuff. Like we had Gunji, and we've
Yep.
seen Wookiees, but like seeing a live action Wookiee that can use the Force, like when he pulled that blaster and was like, "Yeet," I was like,
Wait.
like, whoa, that was crazy. I loved it.
You just
though.
heard him roar, and I'm like, oh, we're getting a Wookiee.
Yeah, as soon as I saw like that scene where they were kind of panning into that like jungle, I was like, "Oh, he's coming, baby!" So
He's
it was so exciting. And then they were like walking. They're like, "What does that sign say?" It's over for you.
I'll say one thing that made me excited was the dealer guy in the second episode, because if you watch The Good Place, that is Jason
Pioneer? Yeah.
from The Good Place. Duval. Jenny pointed it out. I was like, oh my god.
Jackson Boo!
But I thought he was pretty funny. He was ready to sell out his girl. He's like, yeah, she'll be back tonight.
Oh, like that smuggler Chimera guy. Yeah, I
Chimera.
don't know. People are kind
I-
of speculating about him, like not just being like a drunk smuggler. Like people are kind of
Yeah.
saying he might be like maybe her competition, like maybe they're both fighting to be an apprentice, or maybe he's the guy that's actually behind the mask and is kind of like just hanging along with her. I didn't pick up on that. I thought he was just like a drunk dude. I was like, yeah, this guy is like so worthless. But then I started listening to like other people's reviews and stuff, and they were like, oh, he could be this, like, oh, maybe like they're both out there, but he's not gonna pick either of them. And I was like, this is crazy.
And
Yeah,
the thing
no, I
is,
was-
one of the things he said is the first line of the Sith mantra is that peace is a lie.
And just hearing his dialogue, like not even the drunken state or him talking to Soul and Yord about it. It's you hear him talking to May, and you hear the dialogue, and it sounds dark in its own way. Like there's a whole different meaning behind it all. You're like, this guy's got to be behind a mask.
He's more than meets the eye to him, and that's why I picked him for like my second favorite guy after Master Soul. It's because I'm like, something going on here.
I mean, he could be pulling a Palpatine because Palpatine. He could be doing a Palpatine. He did that whole like hiding in plain sight.
Mhm.
So it'd be very interesting to see how that pans out. Like, he'll be afraid at one moment, but then you just hear like the music cut very still, and then you see him ignite a red lightsaber up. Like, that'd be badass.
Now here's a question: do we think we will get a Yoda cameo? He's only like 700 years old at this point, so I mean, he could pop by.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I definitely think he's alive at that time. So is like Plo Koon and stuff. So I think it's like more probable that we would get like one of those kind of cameos rather than like some like drastic like Plagueis. I feel like almost like I feel like we're more likely to get Yoda than Plagueis in a type of situation. But I would love to see like a little bit younger of a Yoda. I think that would be cool.
I think Darth Plagueis would be very, very cool to see, just because, oh god, just because of Palpatine's story in Episode 3, and then it'd be very interesting to see if, I know that's like 80 to 100 years ago, but it'd be very interesting to see if there is actually like a young Palpatine introduced. That's my thought.
That would make him very, very, very old, though.
But you know how he tried to get into cloning, dude.
But I mean, still, that would put him at pushing 80 when he becomes the Emperor.
We have no idea.
I think he would be.
So that's 19 years before Battle of Yavin. You're talking about another 90 years on top of that to get to this point. I
don't know, man.
Steve might be a stretch.
It could be. Using the dark side of the Force is a very unnatural process.
This is true.
It is.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of people do want to see Plagueis, and I think it'd be cool. But I almost kind of feel like we're getting a lot of new characters, new droids, new aliens. Like, it might be nice to just get, like, a new Sith and, like, Master and stuff. But I can almost kind of see why people want the tie-in. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I'm not really for or against either of them. I'm kind of just going to see where the series takes us, because I'm absolutely loving it so far.
Yeah. Speaking of other series, though, we know that Ahsoka 2 is on the works.
Yes.
And Hayden is going to be a much bigger role, they are saying. And I love it. What were your thoughts on the Ahsoka show on a whole?
I mean, as a whole, I was very excited for it. I loved it. I have been an Ahsoka fan since I started watching the Clone Wars as like a teenager, so I feel like I've really progressed like the 16 years with this character. I think also getting to see Hayden on screen again was like absolutely amazing, because again, I'm a huge like Hayden girl, so episode 5 I feel like was absolutely phenomenal. But I loved it, and I even did get to attend the panel that him and Ewan did at MegaCon, and he said, like, you know, I will take any opportunity to put the Jedi robes on again. And it, like, made me tear up, and I was like, just give him those opportunities, because, like, he wants it, and it's nice, because I feel like people that are my age are now kind of grown up, we're adults, and we're able to kind of go and show our appreciation for him, and, like, his love, especially for, like, Jake Lloyd and Ahmed Best, like, the characters that really got a lot of hate. I feel like we're now able to really show our love and appreciation for them, and it makes them want to come back. Like, I mean, we got him as Kelleran Beck. We're now getting Hayden. We got to see him in the Darth Vader suit in the Kenobi series. We got to see him in Ahsoka. Like, it was just phenomenal. Same thing with Ewan. We're getting to see him come back. So I'm a huge fan of them bringing him back. And I think if he has a more prominent role in the second season, it'd be interesting to see how, because he is kind of Force ghosty now.
So... theories, of course, online is because for the longest time, what I thought the second I saw him in it was he's the father now.
Yes.
He's got to be.
About the Mortis gods?
Because they very much left it off that Ray Stevenson's character was chasing after the Mortis gods, because he walked up to the statues where it was clearly the father beheaded with the palm out and the son next to him where the statues he was by. So it only makes sense that the Chosen One would re-pick up that story arc from the Clone Wars, and now in the afterlife be the Force God. Why else is he hanging out in the path between worlds? He's just doing his thing. I especially loved, though, from episode 5 was that we saw him in the live-action Clone Wars armor.
And Rex.
And Rex. The Rex was in the distance. I was like, come on, just bring him close.
Come on. to see Tamora remove the helmet because I wanted to see the ridiculously blonde hair on. Because I think for Rex
Rex
was
is bald.
no, he's got hair.
He had blonde hair like occasionally, but I think the majority of the time he was bald.
He did go bald at some point, but I do remember they brought up like a Black Series fig of him, and he had like very bleach blonde hair. Hold on a minute.
Yeah, look it up.
Yeah.
I do not remember him.
Yeah, he did. I think it was like season 7. He had blonde hair, but I feel like for the majority of the time though, he was like bald.
Hair.
Yeah, I guess he's got the little bit.
It's like very
The
short.
Battle of Mandalore. It's very,
Yeah.
very receded back, and
It's definitely short. Yeah, I mean, I've always speculated that, you know, like getting to see the Mortis gods, I knew that was obviously going to have like a bigger role in Ahsoka season 2. But it is interesting though, like with Ray Stevenson's passing, like how, because they really left that door open. Like Balin's character is going to go explore whatever it is, whether it's like Abeloth or him becoming the sun, whatever it is. But now I'm kind of like, what are they going to do with his character? Are they going to replace the actor? Because I feel like those are really big shoes to fill.
yeah.
Or like, are they just going to kill him off? Because I've always assumed Anakin was the father. He's balanced both sides of the Force. We know Ahsoka's the daughter. She like took that power on. But I've always wondered who the son is. I don't know how Balin would fit into that, but I mean,
It'd be interesting if they moved Balin into it. I didn't think about him, but I think you can't just kill him off because that story is so enticing to the fans. Like everybody is like, yes, at the end of it, like he's going for it.
it's
And
like
to
a
just kill it off would do a
huge
disservice, almost.
Yeah, no, it's definitely going to be really difficult for them to kind of play it out, whether they're going to recast, whether they're going to do, whether they are going to try to kill him off. It really just depends on how they kind of make that outlook, because at the end of the day, what they're going to potentially look into is they're going to try to make a story out of it, and how is it going to affect the character, and how they're going to tie in that story to his character. So I don't know.
Yeah,
Speculation.
I feel like that's almost like where we left off those last few minutes of the finale, like the season finale. I feel like the Mortis gods and all of that is really what the premise is of season 2. Like, obviously, yes, we need to get Ahsoka and Sabine back. Stuff's gonna happen with Ezra and Hera, and I'm sure he's gonna like train Jason or whatever. So like, there's obviously like these little things, but I feel like the overarching plot that we could see is it has to deal with the Mortis gods and expanding upon that, which I feel like is a big deal for us Clone Wars fans, because now we're getting a lot of stuff in live action, and same thing with Rebels. But it just is interesting to me because I think a lot of us really fell in love with Ray Stevenson playing Balin and Balin's character. So it's just like, it's tough. I don't know where they're going to take it, but I trust in Filoni. In Filoni, I trust. It's my guy. So we'll see. Filoni, he's my guy.
Our son, Dave Filoni.
Yep.
I mean, they're doing a good job with the Imperial Remnant right now. I mean, between Mandalorian, with Moff Gideon, and now obviously Thrawn is back. And, you know, I don't know why I didn't notice it before, but the guy who plays Thrawn is Mads Malkin's brother.
Yeah,
Lars.
Yeah, they are. Somebody posted a photo of them side by side, and I was like, yeah. Makes sense. That is a very unique last name.
Mickelson or something?
I recently rewatched whatever. I recently rewatched the last Fantastic Beast movie, and I was thinking about I like him as an actor. He's just taking over for Johnny Depp wasn't good, but
I think it's great though that both brothers have incorporated themselves in the Star Wars universe, because Mads was Galen Erso.
Yep.
And
that's what I saw. I saw the photo of Thrawn and Galen side by side, and I was like,
like brothers. They both were in the Empire.
Listen, one of them is blue.
Yeah, one of them is very blue.
One of them's a voice actor most of the time. He's doing his live action debut because you cannot replace him as Thrawn.
I gotta say though, like, he looked badass in Tales of the Empire. I
Giga Thrawn, Giga Chad Thrawn. Hell yeah.
He looked hella good because all you heard was his voice. And you're like, oh shit, that's Thrawn. And then you see his animation. And you're like, oh fuck, that's Thrawn. It's like I'm intrigued.
I saw a
Like,
meme though. It was like
everybody
they hardcore marketed Tales of the Empire for Vader being involved and Thrawn, and then they were there for like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Not even.
Like walked
They're like
in,
Thrawn,
Vader,
Vader, Thrawn, Vader. Yeah, don't worry about them.
I think it's just like when Vader comes on the screen, it's just like that hype zone. It's like, oh my god, and then cuts right there, and you're like, oh my god, what the hell?
Sometimes that's all you need of him. It's just a few moments, a hallway scene, maybe killing some people. You just hear the breath. That's all you need.
Something. Yeah. I mean, I enjoyed Tales. I definitely like Barris's story better than I liked Morgan's.
Yeah.
But I think overall I enjoy that mini series. There's so many possibilities that they can do with it. So I hope they kind of continue that. But I don't know. I mean, overall I thought it was a nice little May 4th treat.
If you had to pick the next kind of way to go, what would you choose?
I mean, you could do Tales of the Bounty Hunter. I think that would be cool. Or I don't even know. I think the bounty hunters would be cool. You could do a little subset of each little bounty hunter and how they got started or something like that. But there was a post that had all of these different possibilities, and I was like, yeah. But I don't know. I think the bounty hunter would be cool.
I would definitely like to see if they did Tales of the Mandalorian and see the Armorer's backstory.
Yeah.
On how she became the Armorer, or at least Paz Vizsla, because I know he's part of Clan Vizsla.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just because it'd be really interesting to see pre Vizsla, who of course was the first Jedi Mandalorian, and then of course him stealing the Darksaber.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's a lot of ideas. There's a lot of ideas that are out there. I know, watching a lot of the the Star Wars nerds and speculators out there.
There's a lot of us.
There's always some idea of I'd really love this idea. Just like how they did Patton Oswalt's character in Parks and Rec. He was talking about the plot of bringing back Boba Fett, and the great thing is they turned it into reality for that.
Dave Filoni's like, I'm gonna use that.
might as well. Yeah, I mean, even a what if series, I've heard that's circulating, which I think could be cool. Because I like the Marvel what if. I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know.
Definitely, if they did a what if series in the animation style of what Dave Filoni's doing, I would 100% be invested.
Oh yeah,
yes.
Because I would love to see what would have happened if Anakin did not
What if Anakin beat Obi-Wan? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
What if Padme joined him, or there's so many possibilities. But I feel the level of animation that we got in Bad Batch and Tales of the Empire has really stepped up a notch. When she hit the ground, Morgan hit the ground in that one scene, I was like, yo, this is live action right now.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
That shit looked like it hurt.
I feel you just flung dirt in my room while I was watching that. But it was, I don't know, I thought it was good. I liked Bad Batch too. I really enjoy the animation. I know a lot of people don't, which is tough because I think it's just very childish and stuff. But I feel the storylines and the character plots are really in depth for an animated series.
I think that's what I was talking about. I was talking about that with a coworker of mine. He and I are really into animated shows, and it's you remember the animated shows back in the 90s. You see how real they were. If you watch Gargoyles, they used actual guns in the show. And there was death and blood involved. And then, of course, you watch X-Men, go into X-Men 97. And then you come into Clone Wars, how from season 1, the visual effects were not the greatest. But then you get that progression of it becoming better. And then the storyline gets darker as you're progressing through the series. Kind of like how in season 3 or 4, I think it's season 4, we get the introduction of Darth Maul coming back into the fold, and then the story gets even darker from there. So,
I loved what they did was right before that season was the 100 episodes where they did the or no, I guess it was at the end. It was pre-season 5 because that's when Maul was going to make his real intro back into the universe. We got him at the end of season 4. And they did like the 100 episodes of Star Wars video, and that was just great.
I might need to rewatch that again.
It's a solid clip.
I'm loving it. But I do so. I think probably asked this of you, maybe in the episode in the show. I can't remember. Do you have a favorite? Do you have a favorite character that stands out to you in the Star Wars universe?
Yeah, I mean, it used to be Anakin. I feel like Anakin will always be my favorite character. Like, that is just who, like, I idolize and stuff. Like, it was a pretty huge deal because when I went to MegaCon, I actually did, like, a photo op with him. And even my dad was like, this is such a big deal. Like, Hayden's been your guy. Like, Anakin's your guy. Like, this is so cool. Like, I'm so excited for you. So it was cool to, like, have that. But as I mentioned, too, like, I did kind of grow up watching Ahsoka when I was a teen. So I say it all the time that I kind of really bonded with her, seeing like a strong female Jedi that was kind of going through her own trials and tribulations as a teen. Obviously different. She's fighting wars and stuff, and I'm doing math problems for homework. But it was just cool to kind of see like a strong female Jedi that was really progressing and growing and was just so strong with her morals and where she stood on stuff. So I really came to grow and love Ahsoka, but I don't know if I like could put one over the other because I love them both differently and for different reasons.
That's fair.
Yeah,
I'm loving it.
so those are my two.
You probably love that scene then in the Ahsoka series when they both were standing next to each other, arms crossed at the Siege of Mandalore, and they were just looking at each other, and it's like, damn, that's like a good background.
I don't remember this battle.
Yeah. And then like people took like the image of, I think it was like season 7, I think, when they're doing that in Clone Wars, and they put that right next to it, and I was like, oh, this is crazy. But yeah, I had chills. I think episode 4 when he was like, Snips, what are you doing here? And I was like,
Snips.
He's like, oh my god, what is happening right now? And then we see him just like grinning, and I was like, so that was maybe that's why I like the Ahsoka show so much. The Ahsoka show so much is because it's like my two favorite characters, kind of like really interacting heavily. And it was cool that he like threw out mention of like Ventress and stuff like that when they were training. So I don't know. I think there was a lot of things that people critiqued about it, but overall I thought it was a really solid show.
Star Wars fans or anything, they definitely love the critique.
They do. The fandom.
They want to complain more than they enjoy sometimes, but
yeah.
No. I haven't found any. I have nothing to complain about any of the TV shows since they've been coming out. I've enjoyed them. My special favorite one is Luke is my guy, and him showing up at the end of season 2 of The Mandalorian.
So far.
Oh my god! I mean, I love all the breakdown videos. Of, like, you got to think about it. It's like people saw Luke dragging Darth Vader's body away after knowing him and Emperor and Vader were the only ones in a room, and he's coming out dragging out Vader, and he's just like, and they're like, oh, only one X-wing, but like the fear in Moff Gideon's eyes, like, oh shit, is this him? And sure enough, he's just getting chopping those Death Troopers down like they're nothing, and like, yeah, I'm Luke Skywalker.
That was a badass scene though, because it was just like you definitely see like he is his father's son in this case, because you get the hallway scenes, like the comparisons, just the dark secret behind the character. My character forever will be Darth Vader's my favorite. Like whenever I first got introduced to him in, because I've having watched The Empire Strikes Back where I started. Mm-hmm. And then my friend was like, let's go ahead and rewind this via the VHS tape.
They're holding the button.
Oh god, no! We stuck it in the car. We stuck it in the car rewinder.
Nice.
Better than anything else. But like watching it and just seeing, like, just hearing the breathing, like his superiority across just everyone who's there, and how he kind of like took the presence in the room, and then he's just a badass. Like he just dropped a big bomb on his own kid. Like, hey, I'm your dad. I'm basically just running this fucking galaxy. And it's just like, okay, that's pretty badass. I'm gonna take that. I like this character. And then there was so much more dynamic brought into him from Obi-Wan Kenobi. Because I was like, dude, he's dark. And if you read more into the comic books, he's still as dark as what he is. I think I introduced my friend to Obi-Wan Kenobi series, and we watched the clip of Darth Vader snapping the kid's neck in the show. And he's like, no fucking way. He did that? I was like, yeah, dude.
I really like the revenge of, setting Kenobi on fire. Oh, yeah. Remember when he set me on fire? Even though Kenobi walked away with, like, minimal scars.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't there next to lava. The dude literally had nothing else he could cover with. Yeah, no, my character forever will be... I'm always interested in the bad guy's story. So, like, if it's Darth Vader, then underneath that is Darth Maul. Because, I mean, you watch Phantom Menace, and you're like, well, damn, that really was short-lived. Then you get him in the Clone Wars, and there's a whole lot more underneath it. And Sam Witwer did a great fucking job with his voice.
I need to know what happens between Solo and the Rebels.
Sure.
I want to know.
Oh, because
we left it off with him, and I'm like, I need more of that. If we can get tales of the drug lords and get some more of what happened to him, from how he goes from running his own thing.
Riot.
Yeah.
Listen, crime lords, whatever you want to call them, gangsters.
Oh god, what do they call? Do they call it? I don't think they called it a crime syndicate. They called it something.
Yeah.
Crimson Dawn.
Crimson Dawn, yeah.
Jesus. Tales of Crimson Dawn. I don't know. That would be super interesting to see.
I mean, I feel like there's already so much surrounding Crimson Dawn. Like, you could do like a show. Like, you could really expand upon that. Like, it wouldn't even have to be like a little short series thing. Like, there's a lot that happens within that.
I mean, so one thing we can get out of it is how Gar Saxton breaks out Maul from the Coruscant prison, or Palpatine's prison, hidden prison, wherever. I think it is on Coruscant. There's one. Like, okay. Every little bit. I mean, Maul's got such intricate stories, so much to go on.
And then there's also the storyline that's left out is like after he gets Kira, it's just like what happens between then and then Rebels, because he's in that temple.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just like, what the fuck happened to you? Like, you were trapped by Palpatine, and then of course you were set free after you destroyed the freaking Venator. Like, he went absolute fucking ape shit on the Venator.
I will say I will never want them to redo his death, though, the real final death, because I think that was a slick moment in Rebels and just perfect. Don't touch it. Don't try to recreate it. It's good.
Just leave it alone.
I still do like Sam Witwer's like observation description of it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, you see Kenobi go into his 3 different stances. And I'm like, you are a bigger fucking nerd than anybody else in here. I think there's a video of him, like how he out-nerded Dave Filoni. And that shit was funny to watch.
He's definitely a huge nerd. He's very knowledgeable, which is why I think he's able to like really put a lot into these characters and like become invested in them. But yeah, that whole like ending scene I thought was phenomenal, because you really see the progression from Obi to Ben and kind of like his maturity level and how
Yeah.
he's now facing Maul again, but this time it's different, you know.
And then I love how that it's almost like that. It's almost like a dance between the two of them, because he goes from Obi-Wan's stance to Ben's stance, like you said, and then he goes into Qui-Gon's stance, and like Maul's already like, "Oh, I've got this in the bag. Like I've dealt
he's
with
doing
this."
the same thing as his master. Same mistake. Let me do it.
And then
Fuck.
just it's like I think almost you see maybe one hit of the blade, and that was it. I don't know, but maybe 2 or 3 hits with the blade.
I think it was
I think
like
it's 2 because it's like Maul tries to do the up thing and he kind of swings it around and slices up and gets him.
it was like a
I-
very swift motion. Like it
It
was,
was.
yeah.
He knew how he beat Qui-Gon with it, and now he knew how to counter it.
I'm probably gonna watch that clip again just because it's so good.
Twin Sons season
Dude, it's phenomenal.
4 of Rebels.
I think so. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
it's the final season.
I need to rewatch that scene. But I think it's great though that I would love to meet Sam Witwer, because not only is he like a huge nerd and he puts so much into these characters, he plays a lot of them.
Yeah.
Because he even played the Son in the animated series. He was the voice of the Son. He of course was the voice of Darth Maul.
Star Killer.
The Rodian.
I was gonna say my favorite one, Star Killer.
Like,
We'll never get him
He's
in
Star Killer.
canon, but he was great.
yeah,
But
I wish.
oh my god, that'd be great. I would love to see
Like I
that.
said, I wish I kept.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, he's played so many. There's an interview where he's like, I don't even know how many people I've played. Like, because they'll have you come just play a line for this person and have you play a line for this person. Like, I can't even keep up. He was like, there's obviously like the main ones, but there's so many like side characters that I've played. And I was like, wow, you're just like the GOAT, I feel like.
I would definitely like to go to a con and meet a lot more Star Wars characters. I've only met one person, and I still got his autograph. I met Ray Park.
Nice. Yeah. He's
And,
cool.
Dude, Ray Park is he's so sweet.
Yeah.
I still think it's funny though. In an interview, they said, "Oh yeah, we didn't use Ray's voice because it's so high pitched. We had to have him lip sync with somebody else."
I didn't think so.
Huh?
When I met him, I didn't think his voice was so high pitched.
Well, I remember like in his younger years, he has that very light tone of a voice.
25 years ago.
Yeah.
Because if you like, he's got a very South London accent, so it's kind of like, I think there was a video where he actually reads the lines of one of the characters, and it just doesn't sound as menacing as who they pulled with the actor that they brought in to do his voiceover. But no, sweet guy. He was at Comic-Con on his birthday, and I was just like, as he was signing, I was just like, "Happy birthday!" And he was like, "Oh wow, I forgot it was even my birthday." I was like, "Oh,
I
this is
remember.
the worst thing I probably could have said to the guy." Let me say something else.
Yeah. He was cool. I met him for Revenge of the Fifth this year. He came to like one of my local comic shops, but he was so cool. Like at one point, he like stopped signing. He came around, gave everyone like a fist bump. He was like, "Thank you guys for coming out. Like this is so great," and like asked me what my name was, and I was like, "Oh my god, like I don't even know what my name is. Like no one's ever asked me what my name is." So it was crazy. But he was super sweet, like a really nice guy. I would meet him again for sure.
I would love to meet him again.
This is who I recommend meeting. Samwise Gamgee.
Oh, that's right, because you met Sean Astin.
Last year at Dragon Con. Great guy.
I would definitely like to meet Hayden Christensen, because I would definitely love to be like, "Hey, dude, I appreciate you." Shoot, I'm gonna do a special shout out. Max ATAT met fucking Giancarlo Esposito.
Oh, wow.
He met a bunch of people at
Oh yeah, he met the almost the entire cast of Ahsoka.
Wow.
he met
He was at Phoenix. He was
met the girl that played Sabine. He met
met Ezra.
He met Ezra. He met
Yeah.
the rebel captain from Mandalorian. I can't think of his right name right now. The older guy with the gray beard.
Appa. He's on Instagram as Appa. Something Carson. No, that's not. I know he played Carson Teva,
Oh,
the X-wing pilot from The Mandalorian.
oh my god, what is his name? Yeah, in Star Wars it's Carson Teva, but it's not in real life.
No, not in real life.
He sent me a photo. Okay, it's Paul
Sung Hyung
Young Lee. He met D. Bradley Baker, who obviously voices Captain Rex.
Voices all the clones.
Yeah.
Literally everyone.
Alan Tudyk was there. I don't know if he got a photo with him, though.
K2SO. See, that's where I want to go. I want to meet a bunch of Star Wars people.
Nobody really comes to Atlanta for Star Wars. One year I met Mr. Gibbs from Pirates of the Caribbean. Lou Ferrigno was there one year. Lily Evangeline, obviously the Wasp, was there. But that was around The Hobbit. That's why I was more excited she was there, even though her character is not a real character. Who else has been there? Frodo and Sam was the big one last year. I was definitely like... Stan Lee was there. Obviously, I saw him in the parade. Waiting for Stan Lee was going to be a long line.
That is definitely that was like one of my like bucket list individuals that I wanted to get something signed by. That is not going to happen. I definitely want to meet Ewan McGregor a better way than our friend Beth met him, because Beth met him at she went to Star Wars Celebration in the UK and she met Ewan McGregor, but Ewan McGregor was he was very COVID prone. So he was just like, oh yeah, I can't hug anyone or shake their hand. So I just want like a prop in between the two of us. And I was like, that's such shit.
Yeah.
Because another one of her friends went to Star Wars Celebration and they got a photo with Bill McGregor and a photo with Hayden. And Hayden was like hugging up on a lot of people, and then Ewan had like
hey, sound again.
Yeah, I know they did like the dual photo op at MegaCon and then at Celebration, which was pretty cool. But it was almost like more expensive to do the dual photo op than it was like the individual photos with them. So, but I guess you get like a 2-for-1 special. But I feel like usually that would be cheaper.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Ewan's on my bucket list, but I feel like if I had to like pick, or when I did pick, I was like Hayden has always been my guy. So I went with him, but Ewan is definitely on my bucket list for sure. Same thing with like Rosario Dawson. I would love to meet her.
Who's on my Giancarlo Esposito is definitely on my list.
Come to Atlanta. He's coming.
He is.
He's coming to Atlanta.
He's coming to Atlanta this
He's
year.
going to Atlanta.
Oh,
I was looking to see because I was like, I know there's a bunch of people. There's a lot of Harry Potter people. Matthew Lewis, Bonnie Wright, and then Oliver and James are coming.
Yeah! If they come out with Moff Gideon's Mandalorian helmet, Lord no, I'm buying 2 of them. One to sign and one to keep and actually wear on my head. Giancarlo Esposito, I definitely want to meet. I want to meet Ewan McGregor. I would love if he did Comic-Con events. I would love to meet Liam Neeson. I doubt it though, just because I'd like to say that I've gotten the Duel of Fate signatures.
If I could just meet Mark Hamill, I don't care about anybody else.
See, Mark Hamill was talking about going to Comic-Con. I can't remember which one he's going to though, but he's gonna go.
I think he's going to Philadelphia or something like that. He's just got announced like him and Hayden are going together.
Oh, it's father and son. That's
yeah, father and literally that's how they're like marketing it, father and son.
One day,
I think it's Philadelphia. Philadelphia Comic-Con.
Might have to take a look into that. Who knows? So we have so kind of like rounding out. We had done Jesus Christ, I can't talk. We had done a this or that with Max AT-AT. It was Star Wars dedicated, and Jake, I'm gonna have you play your little clip there.
And now it's time for this or that.
Dude, your video is so small.
Listen, you're the artsy graphics guy.
I'm the technical
I'm the
guy.
funny guy.
All right. So this is a let's see. This is a this or that Star Wars edition. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them on here. I figure we just do with this one, this or that, and then Jake, I'm going to let you do your one, this or that is out there. But let's start this off. So, would you rather watch in release order or watch in chronological order?
Chronological.
Are you the light side or the dark side?
Light side. I am Jedi Lux.
Would you rather hang with Padme or hang with Leia?
Padme.
Would you rather fly an X-Wing or a TIE Fighter?
Probably an X-Wing.
Would you go on a date with Din Djarin or go on a date with Han Solo?
Pedro Pascal is definitely daddy, so Din for sure.
Dun, dun, dun.
Agreed.
Din, 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 din.
Would you rather survive inside a Tauntaun or get sand everywhere?
Sand everywhere.
Sounds about right.
Ew.
Spend the day with Jar Jar or spend the day with C-3PO?
Jar Jar.
Have the high ground or not have the high ground?
High ground.
Live with live with Ewoks or live with Wookiees?
Ewoks.
And would you rather buy some death sticks or go home and rethink your life?
Probably go home and rethink my life.
And then Jake, I will go with yours.
Would you rather be a moisture farmer on Tatooine or a lava worker on Mustafar?
Tatooine. I'll go Tatooine.
Okay.
God, I feel
Yeah.
like both really suck though.
They're both absolutely terrible, but
I'll
I feel
give
like
you-
Mustafar is 100% hotter than Tatooine.
I was gonna. So the one I gave Max was: would you rather be on the Death Star in the final hour, knowing Rebels are gonna blow it up, nothing you can do, or
Mhm.
live on Alderaan and see the Death Star pulling up? You only get an hour.
Those are both means to an end, but I feel like on the planet they had a nice sunset, so
There you go.
you know,
You gonna go out Jyn Arso style, hugging
we're
on the
like
beach,
hugging
like
each other
okay.
with like the nice little sun, and I was like, you know what? If I had to go out, I'd go out like that.
If I had to go out, I would go out with a view.
Yeah, right. You don't have you probably have a shit view on the Death Star.
Oh my god.
There was a robot chicken meme or like clip where they made fun like when Luke climbs up the AT-AT and he's like slicing in and he throws the thermal in. There's a guy sitting on the toilet. And he just sees the hole of the thermal. He's like, that's my,
God.
it's like the genie wishes that aren't really good. That's what I try to go for with my questions.
I do love a good Star Wars spoof. Have you heard of oh god.
Seagulls.
No, Seth Green doing Anakin's dialogue from Revenge of the Sith.
I think
Seth
I
Green
have.
does Anakin's dialogue from Revenge of the Sith using Chris Griffin's voice.
Yeah, I think I saw that. Are there two guys though? They're like doing it together.
Yeah, Rob Paulson. He's a famous voice actor. He does Obi-Wan Kenobi as Pinky from Pinky and the Brain, and then
Yeah.
Seth Green does Chris Griffin. It's really good.
It's like amazing, and then they can't stop laughing like in between like the lines. So it was just like I love that video.
Oh my god.
I really liked back in 2006, I guess it would have been, for the MTV Movie Awards. Jimmy Fallon was pretending to be Anakin. He's like, "Oh, you gotta check out the new place. It's got these cups, and the cup holders are like this big." And Padme's like, "Oh." And then like the whole Obi-Wan confronting him, and he's like, "You underestimate me." And he goes to jump, and he lands in the lava. He's like, "Oh."
Oh my god. This was too fun. I enjoyed
It was.
Yes.
Oh my
Talking
god.
Star Wars, nerding out. It's what we do
Talking
on our
Star Wars.
show.
There's a little bit of brick in there. It's at night, is what it is. We're good with it. Before we kind of close out, Jedi Lex, where can everyone see you at? Where can we all see you? Where's your content? And then do you have anything big going on in the future that we need to know about?
Yeah, so it's either Jedi.Lex or Jedi_Lex, because of course you can't get the same username on every platform. But I'm pretty much on YouTube, TikTok, Insta. I use my Twitter or X very infrequently, but I do unboxing videos, monthly recaps, hauls. I am doing the Acolyte reaction videos, try to stay up to date on Lego and Funko news. Kind of just do everything and all things Star Wars. I mean, really coming up is the Acolyte reactions, and then I've got new episodes dropping of Beyond Tatooine every Thursday at 7 p.m. So that's got some cool people lined up, so hopefully that'll be fun. But yeah, that's pretty much all that I've got going on.
That's awesome. Oh, well, I'm gonna do.
I definitely butchered it last week when I had to do it myself.
Did you butcher it last week?
Oh my! I was like, I'm
Lego.
Lego Jake World. I mean, Lego Jake 3.
Let's see if I don't butcher it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, if you enjoyed the episode tonight, you can catch the recap of this episode at the Brick at Night on ELPM podcast, which is available on Spotify as well as Apple Podcasts. If you're here tonight, it's because we are live every Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube. And then, of course, if you want to catch any small little clips or any small videos, you can always catch us at Brick at Night ELPN on TikTok and Instagram. Not only that, follow and share the love to the content creators who created this episode here, as well as the rest of the series at LegoJake3 and at n.nerd. Yeah, that's my whole little spiel. We were so excited to have you on here, Alex. It was really awesome to have you on here. Just kind of nerd out, talk Star Wars, and of course, any spoiler alerts. It is what it is. You were warned.
Yeah.
We got no complaints.
No complaints. But no, I am really glad that you were able to come on here. The love for Star Wars is definitely awesome to share with a lot of other content creators as well.
Yes.
Jake and I love to nerd out about anything and everything. And we'll go into so much depth that we don't even realize how far we've gone on the clock.
Yeah, no, I mean, I appreciate you guys having me on. It was definitely very fun nerding out with you guys. I enjoyed it a lot. Probably not as much brick as normal, but I mean, Star Wars is Star Wars, so loved it. So thank you guys for having me on.
Of course,
Absolutely.
happy to have you.
Jake, I'm going to let you run this little clip, buddy.
All right. From all of us here at Brick at Night, nighty night.